This podcast is recorded on Gadigal land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Hey chicks, I'm Al.
And I'm Sal.
And this is Two Broke Chicks, the show that shares life lessons and tips to help make you rich in life. And welcome back to another fabulous episode. Sal, how are ya?
I'm good. Been a wild week.
I know. I was literally thinking, I was like dreading this week because it's probably the first 5-day week I've had back in like 4 weeks. But I was like, oh no, I've flown too close to the sun. What am I supposed to do?
This is my life now.
Yeah, like I've been spoiled and now I'm going to be a brat. Anyway, this week has gone so fucking quickly.
It is absolutely flown.
I was like, what do you mean this time last week I was getting hair extensions and a fake tan?
I know.
Take me back.
Yeah, seriously.
It's for me. Now I'm pale and in a slick bun. Like what?
You're definitely not pale and you look beautiful.
That's because this is all a lie. And if I took this high neck top off, you would never know a thing. Very scary, me naked right now. Very scary.
No, I'm kidding.
But today we have a very exciting episode, if I do say so myself. I've been waiting. I've been waiting 3 years for my turn. 3 years to do my 30 life lessons I learnt by 30. So 3 years ago, you did yours.
And you chicks loved it. You
Yeah.
guys love a life lessons episode. Like
Yeah.
whenever we do our end of year wrap up, they're always one of our best performing episodes because I think the chicks are thirsty for the wisdom.
They're
They
like,
want it
teach
all.
me. Do as I
Yeah.
say, not as I do, you know?
Yeah, we always say that.
So before we get into it, do you want to share with me your obsession of the week?
My obsession of the week is, did you see that Emma Chamberlain did a new architectural digest tour of her home?
Oh my gosh. Was it in sponsorship? Is it because she just did
She did that collab.
Yeah, like a furniture collection.
Yeah, she did. So she did like a house tour like a few years ago, and it's probably one of the best AD house tours they've ever done. I think it's up there with like Troye Sivan's is another really, really good one. And also Kendall Jenner, anytime she does it, is incredible. And this one was in collaboration with like that new partnership that she's done.
Yeah.
But God, it's good.
Yeah.
She has really, really good style
And
I think,
taste,
yeah, and
like-
obviously like the thing with these AD tours, they're not exactly the most realistic source of
Yeah.
inspiration, but I do still find them a source of inspiration. Like for example,
Yeah.
she has different motifs in different rooms of her house. So there's like one section of her house and there's just little apples everywhere. It reminds me of like, you know, when you go to Disneyland and you have to find the hidden Mickey.
Oh, yes.
It's like that.
Do you remember that segment on Disney Channel where it's like they showed you a scene and you had to find the Mickey in the scene and then you
Yes.
would like write it in and I think you would win a prize?
Yeah, good times.
Okay, my obsession of the week is kind of tied into the episode, but it's that data shows that people stop listening to new pop music after the age of 33, which is known as taste freeze.
Yes, I've spoken about this on the podcast
Have you?
before.
Oh my gosh.
Because remember when we did the interview with Emma Edwards and then we said something about Tate McRae?
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, I don't know who that is. But yeah, I honestly, as somebody who is 33, I have to concur.
Concur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
I don't think it counts if you have listened to that artist before. So it's like
and they've released new music
yes,
or something.
I feel like that's different. Whereas like if there's a new hip pop person.
Yeah, hip hop happening.
Yeah.
I do definitely think that, or even if I do discover a new artist, because I think I said earlier in the year I've been trying to like consume more content, especially by like Australian artists. But it's always in the same genres that
Yeah.
I've been interested in. I'm like, I feel like that kind of is the same thing. I'm
Just
not
put
out
some
here being
Shannon
like,
Noel on and we'll be good.
exactly.
All right, let's get into the app.
Yay.
Okay, my first life lesson is probably one that has strewn all throughout the podcast and with the incredible content that I have been able to share with you chicks between shitting myself in a toddy's bathroom, getting my tits out at a skin check, walking up a main road with my Grinch undies out, is that it's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed.
Yeah.
There is like this quote from Austin Butler on that train interview show.
Yeah.
And he says that embarrassment is an underexplored emotion.
It's character building.
It's character building.
Yeah.
And like the ability to learn to laugh something off and be like, well, fuck, is like such a skill to have. I like only will ever be embarrassed now if I'm like, oh, I actually think I fucked up. And it's more like if I feel like I've maybe hurt someone's feelings. It's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed.
Love that. All of the most embarrassing things that happen to you end up being the best stories.
Yeah, all the embarrassing things that happen to me end up being your favorite
best
stories too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, out of all the embarrassing stories, the shitting yourself at Toddy's one was really good because you didn't tell me the whole truth in the moment. You told me that you told me that you got your period, and I remember I was like, because I was at home and you were at Toddy's, so I was about maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from you, and I was like, do you want me to come bring you an outfit? Like, can you wait in the bathroom? I'll jump in an Uber now. And you're like, no, it's okay. She'll go grab one. And then on the podcast, you told me that it was. So that was really, really good. But some of my favorite moments is that Al has like an uncanny talent for like saying something really embarrassing as like a waiter or somebody comes behind her shoulder. One time we were at Canberra Airport and you like scooted your chair and it made a sound and then you just said, I farted. And then the guy also came over and like served us our Coke Zeros and was like, oh, and you're like, oh no. And you like couldn't quite get it out and he walked away and I was just like pounding the table, like pissing myself. So yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Whatever. Tee-hee, ha-ha. Okay. My next life lesson is, I think you'll also love this one. You're going to love all of them actually. Is Vaseline is the best money you will ever spend. You know how they say if you could get locked on a desert island and you could only choose one product?
Yep.
Vaseline. Fucking Vaso.
Yeah.
That shit works for so many things. And like when I run out of a tub, Mummy's gone to the chemist.
Yeah.
Like I am in the car getting my Vaso.
They also last so long. I was going to say by the next time you need to buy one, it'll probably be like 40 life lessons from
seriously, Vaso sponsor me. Well, not with all the things I use it for. So I actually pulled in multiple life lessons under this one for all the things that you can use Vaseline for.
Hit me.
Get your notepad. All right, number one, you can use it underneath your mascara to extend your lashes.
Yes.
So if you do like get like a little spoolie or you can even just use your fingertips if you want, and it can make your lashes look longer when you put mascara on.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is if you have like dry feet or you want to even just a little at-home pedicure, putting some Vaso on the bottom of your feet and then putting socks on. I need to start saying Vaseline. I sound too bogan. Putting some Vaseline on the bottom of your feet and then socks on and going to sleep. If you do that for a couple nights, softest feet in the world, you'll never have to get a pedicure again.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, I had to do it when I gave myself chemical burns on the bottom of my feet when I washed a shower with exit mold and I didn't rinse it properly. Another life lesson for you. Next one, dry patches for fake tan.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of Vaseline on your elbows, on your ankles. If you get like little eczema dry patches, you can pop them over that. The next one, which I love, is perfume. So if you put a little, like Vaseline helps extend your perfume. So if you put like a little drop of Vaseline maybe under your chin or on your wrist and then you spray perfume over that spot, it extends the life of your perfume scent.
It's like
on
an
your skin.
adhesive for your perfume.
Yeah.
Give it something to cling on to.
Seriously. Number 7, lip balm. You know.
Yeah.
That's it. Miss
We love
Mullins. She's a man.
She uses a Vaso.
And then number 8 is a good old slugging. I love just like I really don't have that much of a like evening skincare routine. I don't have that much of a morning skincare routine.
That's okay.
I keep it pretty simple, but my favorite thing is just going shablam and putting a shit ton of Vaso on my face and going to bed being like gorgeous. You don't need to get one of those like $70 sheet masks that like stays on your face all night because one, how are you going to roll around in that?
Yeah, exactly.
Riddle me that. But you just need a little tub of Vaseline. And you know what? I'm sure there's more that I haven't even discovered yet. And I can't wait.
Drop them in the comments,
We'll do
chicks.
part 2 when I turn 40.
Yeah, can't wait.
Don't use it for lube like they do in puberty blues though.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, you need to get Vaseline.
Yeah,
no,
that's
don't
right.
do that.
Don't do
Not
that.
good for your hoo-ha.
I love the little mini ones, you know,
Yes,
the tiny,
and you just
ones.
get the
They're
little tip of
so
your nail
cute.
and you go,
Yeah, they're so
I'm sure you
cute.
could probably use it on your brows too to
Yeah,
like
brow
brush them
gel.
up.
Mm,
The
what
opportunities.
can't it do?
I'm going to put it in my hair and see what happens.
I bet you'd be able to.
Yeah. Do it like a hair mask.
Yeah, slick bun. vibe.
Seriously, you could use it to do a slick bun.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
What can't Vaseline do?
wrap the episode there.
I love it. Sponsor me now.
Yeah.
Ambassador, please.
Yeah, clip it, send it to them.
Seriously. Okay, my next life lesson is there is no such thing as a wrong decision.
Ooh.
When I was doing this episode, I was trying to think of like all like maybe the things that I've maybe regretted or I wouldn't do again, or maybe like ways that I would avoid certain situations to save myself maybe pain or annoyance or time, money, or a headache. And in all of it though, I've realized I actually wouldn't change anything. Like I wouldn't go back and change anything. Like sure, there are some things that I'm like, maybe we'll fast forward that in the memory bank, right? But like there's not actually a single thing or decision that I'm not saying every decision was necessarily the right decision,
Yeah.
but there wasn't necessarily a wrong one either, because you truly can just make, like any decision you make is the one you make. So you make it the right one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, it's like
I feel like Noah Centineo at like the Nickelodeon Awards being like, do what not with what you have for yourself, but what you do for others.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
It's very that. Yeah. No, it's like every single decision that you've made, whether, you know, maybe the right or the wrong one on paper, has led you to where you are now, and you've learnt so many things along the way.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to look at it, because a lot of people look back on their 20s and they're like, oh, like I fucked this up or I wasted this or whatever.
Thank
And it's like,
God.
yeah, honestly.
Because like if I didn't, you know, potentially date, let's say like that person, then I wouldn't have, you know, started being friends with this person. And then through that person, I wouldn't have met someone else who's like still in my life now. Like I think whenever I was looking at, you know, quote unquote, the wrong decisions I've made or things that I'm like, probably wouldn't do that again.
Yeah.
There was always something that was like a tree branch off that I was like, but if I didn't make that decision, then I wouldn't have this now.
Yeah.
And like, I'm so insanely content and happy with my life now that I'm like, no, you got to go through the graveyard.
Yeah.
Like, and I just it really, I think makes you a lot, well, it makes me a lot less anxious because I'm like, it'll be right.
Honestly.
Like, it'll be fine unless you're doing something disgustingly wrong and illegal.
yeah.
Then like it will be okay.
Yeah.
And I think there is this when Sarah J. Maas did her Call Her Daddy interview, she was talking about how like when her book started blowing up, she was getting really like anxious and overwhelmed. And because obviously with, you know, more fame and popularity, there comes more scrutiny and more people being like, me,
yeah.
I hate Cassian, which I'm like, how could you? Or just like a lot of people expecting a lot from her, right?
Yeah.
And her therapist made her write out what was like the worst case scenario. Like if all of this went away, what would happen? And when she wrote it all out, she realized, she was like, oh, like that's actually not that bad.
Yeah, like I will be fine.
I'll be fine.
Even if the worst case scenario happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, my favorite stat ever is that 85% of the things that we worry about never happen. And majority of the things, like that 15%, if that does happen, majority of people actually handle it better than they thought they would. So truly there's no such thing as a wrong decision. You just kind of smack it up, smack it in, figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. They make you who you are today.
Seriously. Doing the things you did as a child is the key to happiness.
Welcome to your 30s.
Welcome to your fucking 30s, babe.
Literally.
Yeah.
Being 30 is doing and enjoying the things that you did when you were 13, but not being embarrassed by it.
Seriously. And fucking oath. Like when I am truly at my happiest, I'm like literally just doing the things I did when I was like 14 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it all comes full circle.
Mm-hmm.
I think because when you turn 20 or when you're in your 20s, it's such this like enveloping era of self-discovery of like, who do I want to be?
Yeah.
And I think it's this really nice, like, circle of life that you come back and you're like, oh no, who I was actually good.
Yeah,
That
she
was a
was
vibe.
there all along. She was reading
there.
fantasy.
Oh,
She was
she
reading
inside
fantasy
me.
books. Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
me, Jessica. Okay, my next one. Get Invisalign and wear it.
Yeah.
You know, look, it's not my fault. Okay, nothing ever is. But I got Invisalign and I was really bad at wearing it. But once I locked the fuck in.
Yeah.
And it is the best thing I ever did. Like, I really was like, I would notice my teeth so much. And I know it's such like a small vanity thing, but when you lock into something you don't like about yourself, especially with how much we see ourselves on camera, I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
but it's also like a very popular insecurity for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But now I love looking at my teeth.
Yeah, and you're like, I did that. I did the hard work.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's the fruits of my labor.
Seriously, it's not a fun process. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely fucking annoying. But
Yeah.
anyone that's like, no, you don't even. For me, maybe that is the process for them. For me, I was like, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
I was ready to get
I
locked.
don't know anybody who's enjoyed the experience.
No, who loves putting in their retainer?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone.
Yeah, but you're reaping the benefits now.
Yeah, getting insurance to go and do all like the things that I'd been putting off and wanting to do was like the best money I've ever spent. Also, we spoke about this in an insurance episode a while ago, but if you don't get health insurance, look into it because this is like the TLDR version. If you don't get health insurance, I think by the time you turn 31, you actually get like a fee on top of that because you never, for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
because you never got it beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So,
like a tax that you
yeah.
get paid. We'll put it, there will be ATO guides out there. We'll put a link in the show notes so that you can look into it. But yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like best money, because I just stopped smiling with my teeth.
Oh, I hate that. You have
And-
such a beautiful smile too. Sorry, I'm getting earnest. I do love imperfect teeth on other people.
Yeah.
I
Sal
do.
gets really upset when celebrities get veneers.
Yes. When
Yeah.
Nelly got his veneers, it really changed the.
What did you think about when Miley Cyrus fixed her teeth?
She's always had her teeth have changed a lot over the years. She's had like lots of different dental
Really?
work, so I
What
don't
about,
feel tied to as much.
What about ASAP Rocky?
I didn't really know him before, but
Oh,
he
so
looks
that's
good.
okay.
He looks good.
ASAP Rocky is too fine.
He and Rihanna deserve each other.
Yes.
I'm really happy for them.
Like if there
genuinely.
is anyone that deserved to bag Rihanna, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe they wake up next to each other in the morning? What do you reckon they talk about?
Like just cool shit that we couldn't even fathom, I reckon.
Yeah. My next life lesson, I really hope you back me on this,
Ooh.
is that the Moscow Mule is the most underrated cocktail in the world.
Ooh.
I truly believe we need to bring the Moscow Mule back into a hierarchy.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if it's the most underrated.
Yes, it is.
You know, I'm not a huge ginger beer girl.
Oh, it's so, but neither am I. But in a Moscow Mule,
it's nice.
it's just all the elements work together. Because
What was that
it's vodka,
yeah,
lime, and ginger beer.
heaps of ice.
Heaps of ice. And then maybe a little bit of mint if you're lucky.
It needs mint. It needs mint to bring it all together.
Yeah.
And in that brass cup
Shut up.
that you really
Shut
feel
up.
like
My
a king
mouth.
amongst
Shut
men.
the fuck up. My mouth is literally tingling.
Yum.
I love a Moscow Mule. If you are hungover, order a Moscow Mule. Well, if you're hungover and you have to go out again the next day, I'm not saying that's the hangover
Hair of the
cure.
dog.
Hair of the dog. So just drink every day.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. No. If you have to go out and you went out the night before, maybe you got a little bit lippy and you're like, oh, yum.
Yeah.
And then it's your friend's birthday and you're like, oh.
When
Get
you
a
get like
Mos-
first night fever.
Yeah. And you're like the first drink that you have to have and you're looking at it and you're like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that at all. Get a Moscow Mule. It's
Refreshing.
like a breath of fresh air. I don't know why I said breath like breath. It's a breath of fresh air.
What was that cocktail that we had when we were celebrating 600K? It was really limey.
Oh. It's like, it's not, is it a Capricosa? No.
Oh, Capri Oscar.
Capri Oscar.
That's
Yes.
good. That's good.
Moscow Mule is better.
I think.
Why does
think
no
Capri
one talk about
Oscar
Moscow
is-
Mules?
Are they a little bit like, kind of like a Cosmo? Like they're a bit passe now.
No.
But
Do
I
only
think
old
they're-
people drink Moscow Mules?
I think so.
Shit.
I think it's kind of like a Cosmo or even a Mojito. Like I think they're not cool.
No, I think mojitos and Cosmos are cool.
I think they're a bit.
Sure.
No, but I love
do
them.
you
They're my
drink? Oh,
favourite.
everyone drinks Aperol Spritz.
Exactly. And we don't like
Aperol
them.
Spritz is fucking disgusting. Write that down on the life lesson. Moscow Mule, delicious. Aperol Spritz, vomit.
Yeah. I can't get around it.
Anyone that says they like an Aperol Spritz is lying.
You're lying to yourself.
It's like when every like boy turns 18 and they're like, yeah, every single guy I've ever like spoken to, I was like, did you like beer when you first started drinking? They're like, no.
Yeah, it's an
But
acquired
you just start
taste.
drinking it.
Yeah.
That's what I think Aperol Spritzes are.
yeah.
It's just like,
They taste like the rind of an orange.
they taste like the bottom of a car tire.
that too. That
Like,
like chemical citrusy.
why is it stuck in the back of my throat?
Yeah. I can
Anyway,
taste it. No, I need
apologies to
think of
any
the Capri Oscar.
Aperol Spritz stands. Think of Moscow Mule,
so.
Sal.
Think of
Moscow
the,
Mule.
Think of the Capri Oscar.
No.
So limey.
Well, fine. I'm just going to leave. I'm just not even going to share
Also
anymore
the
of my-
Moscow Mule.
Thank
Also
you.
the Moscow Mule.
Okay. My next life lesson is the where are your sambas theory. This is one I've coined myself.
I like it.
Basically, it's the fact of where are your sambas now? You know how we were all going, oh, look at this new colorway. It's pink and red, and this
Yeah.
one's purple and green and blue and brown and all of that stuff. If you still have your sambas, credit to you, love you. I still have mine.
Yeah, same.
Do I necessarily reach for them, or did I need them in 3 different colorways? Gonna go ahead and say no.
Yeah.
That this could probably be applied to any trending product. And it's the fact of you need to know whether you can trust yourself when you're asking the question of, will I still love this in 5 years? Because in my 20s, I was a liar.
I lied to myself.
I lie. I was like, no, will you still like this? And I'd be like, yes, of course. I was like a little kid asking its mum if it could get the new Bratz. So I'll be like, no, please, I'll play with it every day. And I love her so much. And I actually don't have that one yet.
Yeah. And then.
And then I got big girl money and I kept doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I did this with, when I think I was like 21 and I got a bonus at work and I bought a designer handbag, but I still ended up, I think I still bought it on like a buy now, pay later, and worst money I've ever spent in my life. I'm like, what were you thinking? Because I never used it because I was too scared of anything happening to it. And also it was fucking tiny.
Yeah, you can't fit
You can't
anything
fit
in there.
anything in it.
Yeah.
So it's like all of those things you need to kind of do like a performance review for yourself and be like, can I trust myself to actually be honorable in my response to, do I like this or is it just trending?
Yeah.
Because if you are thinking, where are my sambas? Or where is that, trending product that I bought? And I was like, no, I'm going to love this forever. If you don't know where it is, then I'm like, we need to build our trust.
Yeah. Or you can't remember the last time you wore it.
That kind of brings me into my next life lesson. And it's that you can't buy confidence, satisfaction, or a personality.
So true. Say it louder for the people in the back, please.
Yeah. I have spent way too much money in my 20s trying to be confident or interesting. And especially it comes from like the social media, Pinterest, esque vibe of wanting to be cool.
I was going to say the cool girl strikes
the cool
again.
girl strikes again of just like this idea of like walking into work and being cool and looking like, I'm on the way to my journalist job and I'm like, Andy Anderson and blah, 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 which like, that's fine. Be confident, be cool. But you're not going to get that from buying things.
Yeah.
Or like you can't buy things to give yourself a personality.
Yeah.
And I would definitely like chameleon myself into these different aesthetics or personalities of like who I thought I wanted to be rather than finding things that met the personality that I already had.
Well, those are always the times that you get the most compliments as well. Like when you're wearing something that is truly unique or something that you've probably owned for years because it's really a piece that you feel like represents your personality.
Yeah.
Or when you're like talking about something that you're truly passionate and interested in, like that's when people really connect with you. And people can see right through that. Like, and you can tell that somebody, and I'm talking about myself as well in these instances, like even looking back in old photos and stuff like that, but you can tell someone has put a lot of effort into an outfit, which it's just like you can tell that it's not like it's a kind of like
it's
a costume.
Not authentic. Yeah, I think that's I know what you mean. That it's like it's more that it's not actually who they are. Because I love also a great fucking fit.
Oh, of course.
I can appreciate a fit.
Yeah.
But from my experience, it was like, what do I think someone like X would wear? And it was never actually something that I would wear. Whereas now I feel like I'll go somewhere and people will be like, oh, yep, the double denim or like, oh, the cowboy boots or the red or whatever. And it's like that uniform is like there now.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not necessarily like buying things to try and fit a mold of someone that I think is cool or hip.
Yeah.
Or hot or whatever it is. And trying to buy confidence is like the quickest way to not only be broke, but to also kill your confidence. Because that's just not going to happen. And I also mean this with like, even, when we did that episode about hobbies or being like, I want to be this person. I want to like, knit an entire sweater or whatever it is. And it's like, but do you?
Yeah.
Or do you want to say you have knitted an entire sweater?
Yeah.
Like, where's the line of what you actually want to do versus what you just want to be able to say that you did?
I remember when we had All Right Hey on the show and we were talking to him about how he picked up his hobby of reading and he'd like never really read before, and then he actually tried it and realized he was obsessed and it became like a huge passion for him. And we were like, oh, do you have any advice for anybody who wants to be a reader and can't get into it? And he was like, don't read. Like if you're trying to read and you can't get into it, like maybe you don't like reading.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to force yourself into these things if it's that much work.
Yeah. And it's interesting how tasks, hobbies and activities have also become trending topics and trending activities.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not to say you can't try it.
No.
It's about, putting a square peg in a round hole. Missy Higgins, shout out. But it's like, I don't think that's the lyric. It's like, well, triangle trying to fit into a circle. There you go.
There we go.
I was going to sing it. I was like, triangle, trying to squeeze into a circle. I love her so much. Yeah, it's not about saying you can't try new things. It's about like feeling like you have to do everything everyone else is doing in order to fit in.
Yeah.
And that is also comes into so much that it's like this sense of belonging. Like, are you spending money in an attempt to belong?
Yeah.
And is that where your confidence is coming from? Because I think for me, that's what it was. It's like, even when I got my first full-time job, I went out and bought all these like heels and like clothes and just shit that I would like have never worn.
Yeah.
But I bought it because I thought that's what I needed to look like in order to fit in.
Yeah, and be professional.
But really I was putting on a costume every single day. And I think that hurts your confidence a lot more in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
The best way to make a man fold is to take your jacket off while uninterrupted eye contact. Fold straight away.
Yeah.
The amount one man has folded because I only love one man.
You pass this information to a lot of our single friends over the years, though. Can you give us a tutorial? Like,
I can't
not
do
to
it.
show, but
I
sorry,
can't
like
do it because I'm wearing like a shirt.
That's okay. And also, it's some people might just be listening.
So
but
basically,
step by step.
Basically, you have to wait for them to be talking. So you have to ask them a question, like when you're on a date or whatever, and be like, "Oh, so like, how long have you been playing soccer for?"
Yeah.
They're going to start talking. And as they're talking, you're nodding, you're locked in on eye contact, and you just slowly peel your jacket off your shoulders and like shrug it off. And then, but don't break eye contact. When I tell you, you can see their brain melting out their ears. It's so good. I just do it to my boyfriend to fuck with him sometimes. And he's like, don't do that.
You're like, I still got it.
They literally short circuit in front of your eyes, and it's the best thing ever. If you want to make a man fold, take your jacket off and don't break eye contact. It hits the nail on the head every single time.
I love that. Where did you learn that? Or did you just figure it out yourself?
I definitely didn't invent it. I can't remember where I saw it. It might have been on TikTok. It might have been in like a fucking Dolly magazine. No, not Dolly. That's for 16-year-olds. But like might have been in a magazine or something.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I did it and I was like, well, shit, that works.
I reckon, I know we said for to make a man fold, but it would work on anyone, I
Oh,
reckon.
yeah.
Whatever your
It
preference. Yeah.
And I've told like so many people to do that, and the report back, I think the only person it didn't work was Maddie.
Oh, that's because she was wearing an awkward jacket. I think that's
she
the
was
thing
like,
as well.
I couldn't get it off.
You're wearing one of those like military style jackets that have like 1,000 buttons. Like that's not. It needs to be something that
you
isn't
can't get
super
your arm
tight.
stuck.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that does the
work.
opposite. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My next life lesson, and this was a read for myself, is that being busy, messy, or chaotic is not a personality trait.
Yeah.
And this is definitely like your 20s are busy, messy, and chaotic, but pushing that onto other people as like a way to kind of account for maybe not necessarily showing up or being on time or being as present as you should be in your friendships, like isn't a personality trait. Like you can't just be like, oh my God, I'm just so chaotic. Like, sorry, I didn't show up to your birthday.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm just so busy. Sorry, I didn't call you when I said I would. Like, obviously there is an asterisk to this, that whenever things are like going on in your life and things are genuinely really, really difficult and you're struggling to like manage everything, that's obviously a different situation. But I now, in my ripe old age of 30, have realized like how much it is really meaningful to show up and be there, even if your life is busy, messy, and chaotic. And that like doing that for your friends and being able to make that time, because there is time.
Yeah.
There is always time. Like being busy is not a personality trait.
Yeah.
And being able to be like we talk about this all the time. People are like, oh, how's your week going? Or what are you doing? And we're like, oh, busy. And it's like, shut up.
Yeah, boring.
And I'm
Give me
not saying
something
this to
else.
anyone else. I'm just saying this about myself.
Well,
because
that's
I'm
the whole
like, it's
point. This
something
whole
that,
episode is
Yeah.
reflective of things that you or we've done.
Yeah,
like-
that it's like, imagine getting to the end, right? Sparkle, the end, sparkle. And thinking, oh, how was your life? Oh, busy.
Oh, yuck. I hate that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yuck.
oh, how was your life? Oh, a bit messy,
Yeah.
bit chaotic. What? Like
Mm.
that, if those are the three ways that like you're living your life, for me, I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want it to be fun. I want it to be light. I want it to be sparkling. And that's not going to happen all the time, because without, shade, we don't have light.
Yeah.
But it's like really something that I think I'm even just still learning, not to like live by those things as a form of life. And
Your default setting.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this one I really loved. So this life lesson is the helped, heard, or hugged method. This one I really had to learn because of just the way that I like try to console friends.
Yeah.
So basically the helped, heard, or hugged method is that when someone you love comes to you with a problem, they either want to be helped, hugged, or heard. And so often it's very easy for many of us to fall into the helped category, where we start giving people advice or we start telling them what we think they should do, when that might not necessarily be what they're after. Maybe they just want to be hugged, or maybe they just want to be heard.
Yeah.
And it can cause friction in those relationships when you don't know what they want. So when someone comes to you with a dilemma or a problem or a rant, asking them, do you want to be helped, hugged, or heard, can really also help you understand what that friendship needs. Because also on the other end is the frustration of when you sit there and your friend's dating a fucking loser.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there being like, but didn't we have this conversation
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago? And I thought I gave you, like, I really put in a lot of effort to giving you advice. And, you know, this is very upsetting for me to see you upset.
Yeah.
That it's like, also maybe you don't need to invest that much in it and you can just give them a hug and help them feel heard.
Yeah. Or just smile and nod and listen and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can literally ask people that.
Yes,
Be
literally.
like,
Do you want to be helped, hugged, or heard?
yeah. Like, do you actually want help or do you just want to vent?
Yeah. Like I was having a rant to my mum the other day about something and she started problem solving. I was like, Mum, I just want to bitch. I was like, I just want to bitch about this one thing. Please.
Yeah. It's
she was
like when
like,
you are
"My
trying
bad."
to vent to your boyfriend. Like, men don't have this quite wired in, I don't think, as much. You'll rant to them about something and then they come to you with like all of these logical
Shut
things. I'm
up.
like, no, you're ruining it. You ruined it.
I just wanted to have a TED talk in the living room.
literally.
Number 19, all you need is a brown lip liner and some Vaseline. But a brown lip liner is one of those products that can also do everything. It can do your lips. It can do your brows. It can do your eyeliner. It can do your nose contour. It can do your freckles. It could even do a little bit of a face bronzing if you don't mind using half of it.
Yeah.
But it's like the one thing that I always need in my makeup bag is a brown lip liner. Otherwise I'm fucked. Put
And
me on the train, take me home.
What's your go-to again?
Oh, thank you for asking. It's the Morphe Sweet Tea lip liner. I think it's like $10. And you can get it from Mecca or you can buy it straight from Morphe. It is just the most perfect, like neutrally but still a little bit warm brown lip liner. And it was discontinued for a little while and it came back. And I was so grateful because I had this literal like
Nub.
it was like a pinky toenail at the end. Like it was like I could have stuck it on my toe and someone said, "Oh, nice pedicure."
Yeah.
Like it was barely there. And when it came back, I think I bought 10.
Yeah.
I was like, I know I'm being selfish, but I need this.
yeah.
It's the Hunger Games.
Totally.
Okay. Anyway, they ended up restocking and it came back and it was a really unnecessary thing. But at least I always had one on me.
Yeah.
Around my house, there is just Morphe Sweet Tea lip liners like sprinkled around next to all my like dead contact lenses.
Yeah,
It's great.
totally.
On that note as well, is a signature scent is better than any pair of matching lingerie. I was very much I love a matching set girly from the get-go. However, which is fine for occasions, but now I can't be bothered. Whereas what makes me feel really sexy and like is a really good signature scent.
Yeah,
And
I
like that can also evolve over time. That can change. It doesn't matter. Like you don't have to like lock in on one. But I love the idea of having a scent and someone goes, "Oh, that smells like Alex." I love that. I love the idea of even, you know, in the future, if I have kids or grandchildren, wow, being like, "Oh, that smells like Nonna."
Yeah.
You know, like I just think that's such a nice element to your life.
That is a really beautiful thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, and I have that with perfumes with my mum. Like
Yeah.
she always had this one perfume that would always get her for her birthday every year and she would wear it all the time. And so whenever I smell that, there's two actually, Chanel No. 5 and Poem. And whenever I smell those two perfumes, I think of my mum. And I think that's such a nice thing to have about yourself. It's not to say that you can't wear any other perfume. She wore lots of different other perfumes. But to just have that one thing that you're like to have a smell linked to a memory, I think is really special.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'm going to do some rapid fires. A night on your own is a privilege. Get a pet.
Yes.
Try to help others as much as you can. And embrace the schlumpadinka. So,
love this.
do you know what that is?
I think I do. But
Did I teach you what it
elaborate.
was?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. So, my mum, speaking of, always used to watch Oprah. And there was this term on Oprah called the schlumperdinker, which the first guess was the cousin of an Oompa Loompa, which it's not that. It's basically when you are just ugly
Yeah.
and comfy and you're not worried about what you look like, whether your hair's done, whether you've got your skincare on. You're just a schlumperdinker and having a schlumperdinker day. And I think as well, even now we just live in a world so focused with aesthetics that we've even put pressure on how we're supposed to look when we relax.
Yeah.
That's even like putting on a matching trackie set, putting in a hair mask, skincare on, like eyebrows laminated. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
we need to be ugly.
We do.
Being ugly is about, and like not being like, ooh,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So-
and not feeling bad about being ugly.
Seriously. So embrace the schlumperdinker. And then my last 3, I've got rituals of free joy and finding like what your favorite rituals are. So opening a window first thing, fresh air fixes way more than you think. Eat at the table, make your bed, enjoy your morning coffee, say goodnight to the moon, watch the same movie on the same night every year. Every year on the 23rd of December, Sal and I watch The Grinch, and it's like one of my favorite rituals ever. And talk to yourself. And all of those things are literally free or cost like $3
Yeah.
if you want to get down to the nitty gritty of like the beans for your coffee.
Yeah.
But it's like all of those things are $0, but bring you so much more joy than like buying something online or spending money out at a bar. Like all of those are such beautiful things that you get to do with yourself to build that relationship with yourself. Second last one is that just because you lost me as a friend doesn't mean you gained me as an enemy. I still want you to bloom, just not in the garden I built.
Oh, that's nice.
I saw that quote on TikTok and I was like, that is the perfect explanation for what so many of us go through, because 91% of people no longer call their best friend a friend anymore. Because in your 20s, I think you especially go through a lot of seasonal friendships and, you know, you kind of move on from high school, you go to uni, you get your first job. There are so many, you know, iterations of friendship groups that I had in my 20s and friends that nothing bad happened. We're just not necessarily as close as we were, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I have any ill will or there was some mushroom cloud or anything like that. I think in your 20s, it's probably good to kind of expand that umbrella as much as you can, because it actually helps you really lock in and find the people who are meant for you. I'm still best friends with my best friend from high school. You know, we've been friends for 10 years.
Yeah.
And all of that wouldn't have happened from trying to meet and build connections with as many people as possible. But it's also not sustainable to expect you're going to be best friends with every single person you meet, or you'll stay best friends. People move, people get new jobs, people change, and that's okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that you wish them any ill will.
Yeah.
And I think that's a nice way and to look at it, and a nice reminder to be okay with things moving on. Even if, you know, there actually was a fight and you decided after that, I don't think this is right for me, you don't actually have to hold on to that anger either. You can go, do you know what? I don't want you to be in my garden, but I'm okay with you blooming in your own life.
Yeah.
And then my last and final life lesson by the time I turned 30 is that you just have to trust that the future's going to be a little bit sexy.
I like that. Especially going into your 30s. What are you looking forward to the most about your 30s if you have to pick one thing?
Oh, I think I am looking forward to just being a little bit more self-assured. I think I know who I am a lot more than when I was like 20. That girl had no idea what was going on. Bless her. She was just spraying and praying.
Yeah, totally.
You know, and whereas I think I just really understand and know myself a lot better, and I really think every heartbreak in my 20s has brought me so much closer to what was meant for me. Stop crying.
It's beautiful. It's fine. We both have our period.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm impressed we made it through without it. I was like, I'm not going to be earnest in this. I was like, we can't do it.
Yeah, we can't. No, that was beautiful. Happy birthday,
Thanks,
Al.
princess. And also, number 31, Shannon Knoll for life.
Yep.
All right, chicks, thank you so much for having us in your ear holes. We love to be here. Kisses, smooches. We'll see you next time.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye chicks.